Hi there, welcome to Kneppy Invest and welcome to September 10, 2024. We have about almost an hour left of trading today. In fact, only 55 minutes. A fairly good day on the markets today. Everything's in the green. We like to see that. I was hoping for a little bit more positivity to our day because the American markets were in the green by a fair bit. Nasdaq up 1.3%, Dow Jones up 1.2%. So I was hoping maybe we could have had a bit of a better day than what we have seen today, but that's okay. We all like to see green, and hopefully your portfolios have done well today. Now, I have not looked at much stuff today because I actually am working. This is my lunch break, so not much looking at announcements, not much looking at what has been moving the market either up or down. Not sure what's happening with commodities, although resources is only up 0.25%. I have come up with the top 5 announcements of the day. So even though I haven't had much time, I have noticed or did notice a few possibly interesting announcements. But I did struggle to come up with a 5 or the 5th. So I have actually looked at your comments, and someone did mention I missed ARB Corporation yesterday. They did release an announcement, and the share price actually did pop up on that. Now, I didn't miss the announcement. I did see it, but it's not the sort of announcement that I would that would trigger me to have a closer look at the announcement or even the company. So I've decided, just based off one of your comments, that I will include that company in the top 5 stocks today because there was not much choice. There was very little choice today. In fact, if you have a look at the announcements today, only 61 price-sensitive announcements. And I'm not sure if that doubles up because a few of these announcements were just doubling up. So nothing much happened today. One of the quietest days that I can remember. And when I say doubling up, you can see there was a few announcements for Annex Metals and Artemis Resources. In fact, maybe 4, 6 or something in regards to a collaboration between the two companies. Anyway, so the agenda for today's video, we'll do exactly the same as other videos. We'll have a look at the best and worst performing sectors, indices, and also companies. Unlike yesterday, I might have a look at the ASX 20. I think I forgot to do that yesterday. And then we'll have a look at the top 5 stocks of the day. And then instead of looking at charts, I might have a look at some of your comments. A few interesting comments, I think, particularly in regards to, if I can find it here somewhere. Yeah, I'll talk about that when I get to that part of the video. So let's have a look at the ASX today, and everything's in green. Yeah, it's been a pretty good day. No complaints, although I did notice right here, XTX or the tech, what had a little bit of a dip towards midday, but then recovered fairly well. It does look like most of the indices were up a little bit more in the morning, and they've fallen away a little bit in the afternoon. So sort of reverse of what we saw yesterday, if I remember correctly. So maybe potential that the American futures are down a little bit. No idea. I have not looked at that. Anyway, if we go to sectors, everything is in the green. Energy, utilities, IT, telecommunications, financials, and healthcare all up by more than 0.51%, while industrials, materials, and discretionary have been the weakest sectors today. No surprise there, I suppose. I don't know. And small caps have had a good day. In fact, the best performing index, according to the list on the right. That's great for small cap investors. And where's gold here? Gold's had a good day. In fact, I'm just going to expand the indices to see if any index has had a negative day. And no, although emerging companies is flat, down a little bit, a smidgen. Emerging companies down a smidgen. In fact, it has been down for most of the day, just looking at the intraday chart here. And a few other of the indices have been oscillating between being up and down, particularly industrials has been oscillating through the day. Okay, so let's have a look at the ASX 20 just to see what companies have done well. I think this is just going to be random and erring towards the majority of companies have probably had a good day. So I'm going to say 14 companies up, 6 down, maybe 13 up, 7 down. We'll go that. 15 up, 5 down. I went in the wrong direction. So you'll probably be a little bit disappointed if you're holding a lot of ASX 20 companies in your portfolio and you're holding the 5 that are down. So let's have a look at those companies that are down. Fortescue, is that because of iron ore? Don't know, because PHP's up. Brambles down. West Farmers down. And why did my voice go crackle there. ANZ and Goodman Group. I wonder if Goodman Group had a good day yesterday, because I'm pretty sure real estate was up a fair bit yesterday. So maybe that's why. And the best performing ASX 20 companies, WiseTech, Macquarie Group, Westpac. So we do see a bit of a what do you call it? A bit of a difference between the best performing bank and the worst performing bank, because Westpac up 1%, while ANZ is down 0.22%. What's happening there? Woodside, good day there, down at 23.96. Geez. CSL still over 300, and I don't think anyone can complain. Rio Tinto's up 0.41%. So what's happening with Fortescue today? Did it go ex-dividend or something like that? Don't know. Okay, so let's get to the best and worst performing companies on the ASX today. We'll start off with the best performing companies. I'm hoping maybe 2 or 3 companies in my top 5 stocks are in this list. And maybe excluding ARB, because I had a good day yesterday, and it would be surprising to see ARB down today. Wouldn't surprise me, but I'd probably assume it's up. Okay, so by percentage change, the best performing company today has been from a company called Aruma Resources, a company I've never heard of, markup 6.88 million. I'm assuming this is an exploring company, and I'm assuming, because there is fairly big turnover on this company, I'm assuming they release some drilling results. So let's have a look at Aruma Resources. In fact, I'll go to their ComSec page, AAJ. And I'm assuming, and share price down, or only up 81%. So there's a little bit of volatility here. So you can just see in the last 20 minutes, the share price has moved from being up 93% to being only up 81%. And this is the reason why day traders love these sort of companies, because you can get a fair bit of movement in a fairly short period of time. And they love that. A lot of them lose a lot of money doing that, but a lot of them make money. And you can just see that with the share price of Aruma just today. Open at 2.1 cents, went to a high of 4.7 cents. So if you bought an open and sold near the high, you have doubled your money. And the low was the open. Anyway, so let's have a look at the announcement. I'm assuming it's a drilling result, multiple high-grade copper results, and antimony, again, that word again, at Fiery Creek. And they also released an investor presentation. I wonder if directors have been buying on markets. There were 3 directors' interest notice. I wonder if been getting in ahead of the crowd. Performance rights. Unlisted options, performance rights. Okay, so that's irrelevant in my opinion. I'm not going to open up this announcement. The market's liked it. I believe this probably be a bit of a plaything for day traders just today. And that's probably because, I'm saying that because of the volatility in the share price. It's been up a fair bit, and now it's down a little bit. So let's have a look at the chart for Aruma, and if it's going to come. And you just see here that the Aruma share price has been down. Why is this taking ages to update? I'm not sure why. Anyway, share price has been a downtrend. They released this announcement today. Massive volume coming in. Share price has fallen a fair bit from the high. And the whole reason is because a bit of resistance. Shareholders want to get out. And even though there's a lot of day traders in this probably today, you will be seeing a lot of selling and buying from day traders. But overall, there has been a little bit of selling pressure because the enthusiasm of the sellers is a little bit more powerful than the enthusiasm for the buyers right now. And the most likely reason behind that is because the share price has been in a downtrend. It all makes sense if you think it through the eyes and the psychology of investors. And just look at yourself. What would you do? If you held this company, or if you bought shares in this company, this is probably the best thing to do. If you bought shares, why is it not updating? If you bought shares in this company, say back in May 2023 at 7 cents, and you saw the share price drop all the way down to almost 1 cent, and then you saw the share price rally today, what do you think you're going to do? You're more likely to sell today, particularly when the share price got to, say, 5 cents. You might be thinking, oh, my loss is not as great now than it could have been just yesterday. So again, psychology of the investor is very important. So that's Aruma Resources. Never heard of this company before, but now I have. In fact, I'm going to put this onto my watch lists, my high volume spec, just to see how this company does after today's session. Otherwise, we have a company called Innova, Austral Gold, DGR Global, Calix. Has Calix released something today? I didn't see a Calix announcement today, but share price is up 23.3%. Let's have a look. Nope, nothing today from Calix. Would I say that's noise? Maybe. I always get this ticker code mixed up with CTI Logistics. It's CXL. It's not CLX. And again, it's taken ages. What's happening with my system today? This is probably another good reason not to. Yeah, look at the chart for Calix. It's been in a downtrend. It's just taken ages to update. I'm just going to refresh this. Anyway, the share price of Calix has been in a downtrend for a long time. And this, after a period, the share price went sideways. We're talking about a month. The share price just went sideways. We just seen a little bit of a bit of excitement in Calix today. High volume. That's interesting. We have seen a bit of high volume. And I talked about this yesterday that I forgot. I looked at it last night when I went to bed. What do they call it? This one book I'm reading now, they called, when you do see an increase in volume, before the share price breaks out, there is a name for that. And always be on the lookout for that. That's what I learned. I wouldn't actually say this is that sort of situation, but I am intrigued by the volume with Calix right now. Something has driven this. Something. So it's not on little volume. I'm just going to update TradingView. Hopefully it was just me needing to refresh the page. Let's have a look. Oh, it's just taking so long. Yeah, something's wrong with TradingView. Yeah, because other sites are fine. Otherwise, nothing of interest when we look at the best performing companies by percentage change. Yeah, nothing there. So let's have a look by market cap. I'm hoping Duratec is in this list. So we have Ridley Corporation, Lotus Metals Acquisition. There's Duratec, up 9.6%. And I did put that as the stock of the day. Now, for full disclosure purposes, I am a shareholder of Duratec. That's why I was hoping it was going to be in this list, and it is. Up and Up again, Omni Bridgeway, Fiducian, again, another company I own. I'm very happy about that. There we have Calix, FBR. I know there are a few shareholders who do watch this particular video. Share price up 7.9%. Not the type of announcement that would make me excited, but it did make it into my top 5 stocks of the day. FBR. And there's Visan and EZZ, 2 other companies I own, small cap companies. So I'm very excited those companies are up. And there's Big River too. Okay, so let's turn our attention to the top losers of the day. I am assuming Steadfast is going to be in this list, but it's not at the top. By percentage change, a company called Metalstech is the top loser today. And I'm pretty sure I did see a few announcements from this particular company. Let's have a look. Yeah, there it is, Metalstech or Metalstech. 3 announcements. Clarification announcement to shareholder transactions. Update on substantial shareholder transaction. Reinstatement to quotation. So something about this substantial shareholder transaction has caused a little bit of nervousness, maybe not nervousness, but has caused the market to sell off in this company. I have no idea what they're talking about. So someone has sold some shares. The company has been advised that the sellers have entered into deeds of variation with the purchaser to address the concerns raised by the ASX, specifically surrounding the transfer of the performance rights from the sellers to the purchasers. Okay, so this looks like it could be a little bit complicated, maybe too much a complication for my pay grade. The company confirms that the purchaser is not an existing shareholder of the company. So this is a little bit more involved, a little bit more complicated. Benefit to shareholders. Well, they might not be thinking that today. Anyway, so that's probably why the share price is down today. Company called Metalstech, MTC. Let's have a look at the chart. Hopefully this updates fairly quickly. Oh, that's much better. Just had to refresh the page. And this is sort of interesting. So yesterday, the share price rose significantly, 44% on pretty big volume. So what was the announcement yesterday? So it must have been that particular thing, this shareholder transaction, 9th of December. There was no announcement. What day was that? Let's have a look. Oh, the 2nd of September, share price or the shares of this company have been in a trading halt or suspension. So 2nd of December. And there was Metalstech substantial shareholder transaction. Let's have a look at this. I'm a little bit curious here. Metalstech has been advised that a non-associated group of substantial shareholders have executed various security sale agreements to sell their MTC shares and transfer certain performance rights to a significant private mining investor. Wow, this does sound really complicated. Okay, let's just move on because the chart tells me absolutely nothing. Although share price was in a downtrend, and there we go. We have to refresh this again. There we go. Share price had been downtrend. Share price has been going sideways. It looked interesting on the 2nd of September. Share price wanted to bounce up, but I have no interest in this particular company or this particular chart. Me personally, that's just me personally. So let's move on. ASX. I'm pretty sure that's the another trading platform, but they are very not much profitable. Magnatech, low volume there. Altiman, low volume. Move on. Bikes. Most of these companies are trading on fairly low volume. I'm looking for big companies like Steadfast, and there is Steadfast, down 11.24%. And I will talk about this company a little bit more when we go through the top 5 stocks of the day. Talked about that company yesterday. SG Fleet, down 11%. Well, what's going on there? So let's have a look at the worst performing companies today by market cap. So that's Steadfast Group. Life 360, what's going on there too? Okay, let's have a look at Life 360. Okay, 10th of the 9th, SEC Form 4. Is this something to do with people selling shares, like directors selling shares or something? I don't know what the Form 4 is for the SEC. James Singe selling some shares, dispose of some shares. So the market's getting a little bit freaked out for no reason at all, I'm suspecting. Let's have a look at the chart for Life 360. This could be a buy the dip situation for those who like this company, particularly if they're selling because a shareholder or a director has sold some shares. It's typically an overreaction from the market when that actually does happen. And I actually am surprised. Let's have a look. I might not be surprised. One of the directors of IPD Group also sold out some shares, change of director's interest notice, and there hasn't been a negative reaction here. And the reason he had to sell some shares is because of tax liabilities or something like that. I really like when they give a reason, and the reason is not because I want to take profits. It's a legitimate reason. Maybe they want to buy a yacht, or maybe they want to buy a town, or maybe they want to buy another company. Who knows? So that's Life 360. And what else was down? Also, that's right, SG Fleet. I'm wondering if SG Fleet went ex-dividend because this company would have a pretty nice dividend yield. Let's have a look. Today's the 10th. Yes, it went ex-dividend. And they have a nice dividend yield, 6.2%. And you can just see, dividends aren't free. In fact, a lot of times when a company goes ex-dividend, share price falls by more than the dividend, even when you take into account franking credits. Because a lot of people, a lot of investors, particularly income investors, are sweating for the dividend. And as soon as they get the dividend, they sell. So sometimes you will see a bit of pressure on the share price. So dividends don't come for free. You do have to pay for them. And you can see that with SG Fleet today. You're paying with a decrease in your capital by even more than the dividend you're going to receive. Is this an opportunity to buy some shares for this company? Maybe. In fact, I'd more than likely buy shares of this company now than before the dividend. That's just me. Oh, gee, that's starting to look like an ugly chart for SG Fleet. Share price has fallen from 340 to 60 fairly quickly, so must have been on the back of their results. So chart has turned negative for me when it comes to this company. Anything else here of interest? Biome has been all over the place. Not surprised to see it's down. Profit taking. Yeah, there's not much else. APM Animal Health, 50 cents now. So even though it's down 9.8%, it's at 50 cents. So share price of that company must have done really well yesterday. I did not have a look at it. Let's have a look. APM, yeah, it did really well yesterday, up 16.7%. So not surprising. Not surprising it's down. This is what you tend to see when share price of a company breaks out like APM Animal Health. Might go on a bit of a run, and then you wait for the pullback. I have no idea how far the pullback is going to go, but the share price has pulled back today. Today could be a good time to buy APM Animal Health. Could be. Anyway, nothing else here. So let's go to the top 5 stocks of the day. We'll start off with have a look at your comments. So talking about STF, Steadfast, Hobart River, QFE, Quick Fee. Lovisa down is more. I'll talk about that later. There was pretty sure there was a comment about ARB here. Somewhere here. I'm pretty sure it's here somewhere. Because I saw it. I remember reading it going, you missed ARB. Yeah, I must have gone past it. Must have. It's somewhere here. I doubt. Oh, there it is. Sorry, I went straight past. 9 slide glide. You missed a fascinating announcement from ARB. I didn't really miss it. I did actually see it. Hence the share price spike. Through the associate, they've bought their former retail partner in the US that operates about 40 stores. Despite this business is tied up with an entity now in Chapter 11, has been neglected by its private owner for 2 years. Could be a very shrewd move on the part of ARB. So you're giving me some insight there, 9 slide guide, on why you think this is a fascinating announcement from ARB. I would have gone down that route because I didn't know anything about this company they've bought. Because when a company does release news about an acquisition, I'm not usually gung-ho about it because a lot of acquisitions don't really succeed. A lot of companies, particularly the bigger the company is, the more likely the acquisition is not going to succeed. But you have raised a bull case for this acquisition. Now, my probably biggest problem with ARB is its valuation, PE ratio of 33 for this type of company. Now, it's a quality company, but can we justify that sort of PE? But if this acquisition is successful, there is potential the company can grow. So ARB is my number 5 stock of the day because, yes, even though I didn't miss it as per se, maybe there's more in this announcement, and maybe that's why the share price did rally yesterday. Now, down a little bit today, and I totally understand this. Share price ripped higher yesterday. When I say ripped, it went up 7%, 6.27%. And I think naturally you're going to see a little bit of selling pressure today. So thank you for talking about that 9 slide glide, because honestly, I saw the announcement, conditional agreement for ORW to acquire US-based 4WP assets, and I saw it and moved on to the next announcement. Anyway, so you've given some good insight. It's great because not everyone's going to have the same insight about an announcement or even about a company. So next thing I want to look at is the chart. And the chart has been in an uptrend for a while. Yeah, so, and the share price, even though it went higher yesterday, the 4 previous days, the share price had dropped. So it did not break out. So share price really has been going sideways. This is definitely an argument. Has been going sideways for most of 2024. Definitely from about March, share price has been going sideways. I'm just wondering about the valuation. So PE ratio of 33 is fairly high. I can think of one other retail company that has a PE ratio of this. That's Lovisa, but Lovisa does have rollout plans throughout the world. So maybe that is the route that ARB is going to go down. Maybe. But anyway, that is ARB Corporation coming in number 5 in my top 5 stocks of the day. And onto FBR. Used to be called Fast Bricks, I think, if I remember correctly, many, many years ago. Fast Bricks up 9.21%. Hadrian X completes first home in US demonstration program. Now, again, I did not open up this announcement. I just saw the title and I thought, yeah, the market's going to like this. The market has liked all these announcements in regards to this Hadrian X, even the announcement that it would, I think it landed successfully, the ship landed successfully to unload this device in, I think it was in Florida. The market loved it. So I'm not surprised to see the share price up because this seems like the market loves these type of announcements from FBR. And maybe because it's a sign the company is moving in the right direction. So Hadrian X completes first home in US demonstration with CRH Ventures. This first home represents the first home ever built using Hadrian X outside of Australia. Contracts executed for a total of 7 homes with Florida buildings, New Century USA and Christopher Allen. Now, this could be the catalyst for FBR. This could be it. This could be it. This could be the moment in history where we say this is the turnaround, well, maybe not turnaround, but this is the inflection point for the company. Now, whether you like the potential of this company or not, I think it all comes back to your risk tolerance. Are you willing to take on a little bit more risk for a greater return in the future if this company makes it? Because you might get really good returns, or you're just willing to wait to see if this is the inflection point, or maybe that inflection point is profitability and cash flow. So I'm a little bit more risk averse these days, so I'm more willing to wait, willing to forego a bit of a higher return, just to see if this company does make it. So at this point in time, I would still consider FBR to be a story stock. So this could be a really good announcement for some people. This could be the announcement that some people jump on, the FBR Express. So let's have a look at the chart for FBR. It has been looking really good. Now, I don't always look at this particular chart, so I'm not sure what's been happening the last few weeks. So really took off in July. So we saw the share price just go bananas, and I'm pretty sure within this, they just mentioned the ship that was taking the Hadrian X from Australia to USA actually had landed, and that's got the market excited. Look at the volume, really nice volume. Share price has pulled back, and I think maybe the pullback has come to an end. We saw a little bit of a double bottom here at about 3.4 cents. So yeah, this could be it, maybe. Don't know. Keep that on my watch lists. In fact, I'm going to put this on my high volume spec watch list. But this is in my IT tech and software watch list. I'm not sure if it belongs there. Could belong in my buildings watch list. I have a buildings watch list somewhere. I think, what's it called? Buildings. It's called buildings. Not sure why. I developed these watch lists years ago. Okay, coming in at number 3, we have a company that I know the name of simply because I received about 5,652 comments about this company from the one person. I think it's James someone. And that company is Andean Silver. Share price up 2.1%. So not much of a movement, but they did release an announcement titled Resource Soars more than 80% to 91 million ounces of gold equivalent. I'm assuming AGEQ means gold equivalent. I could be wrong. And again, this is another announcement I just did not open up. I just went, okay, sounds pretty nice. These are also the type of announcements I don't particularly, they don't particularly trigger me to take a closer look. But I just like the use of the word soars, something I probably would do. So I think the gist of this announcement is in the title. The resource has increased. That's it. I suppose you could go through the whole announcement, particularly if you're inclined to understand what they're talking about. So there's resource growth of 265% since acquisition in 2024. So maybe this James is absolutely right. Maybe this company could get to a price of $5 million within the next 5 years. He didn't say that, by the way. I'm just putting words into his mouth. Anyway, so that's Andean Silver. So let's have a look at the chart. And I would actually have to agree, the chart does look pretty good for ASL or Andean Silver. ASL used to belong to, the ticker code used to belong to Ausdrill, and then Ausdrill changed its name to Parenti. So sometimes you will see ticker codes change. So if you look at the ASL chart, and if you go back long enough, no, I'm so glad they've changed it. Anyway, the chart looks pretty good, and you'd be very happy on the breakout back in February of this year. Now, again, the volume started to increase before the breakout. So we saw the volume increasing in late January, early February, and the breakout really occurred probably late February, early March at about 28 cents, 28 to 30 cents. Yeah, I would call that a breakout about that. But again, the volume the volume breakout came first. The volume increase came first, and then we saw the share price break out. And I have heard that quite a few times. We have also seen, the other important thing, we have actually seen the volume expand, and the 2 largest volume days have been the last few weeks. The first one was on the 23rd of August, and the biggest volume day has been today, the 10th of September. Now, we haven't seen, even though we have seen an increase in volume, we have not seen a share price break out. So we have seen a little bit of resistance, but not much, to be honest. And $1 has sort of acted as resistance level, but not quite. Share price did get above $1 back in July, about $1.05, and then pulled all the way back to 56 cents. So fair bit of volatility in here for Andean Silver. Market cap of this company is only $109 million. Anyway, so those who like silver and you're complaining about no silver companies on the ASX, here's one for you, although more than likely would have already discovered this company. So this one's just I just included this company for that James guy. I hope you had a good day with this announcement. Coming in number 2, we have Steadfast. This one is an interesting one. Share price down 11.24%. And there was a comment here, Steadfast and Four Corners, a must watch. Ouch. And Steadfast have replied to that particular, I think it was an ABC article, and didn't know they did a Four Corners as well. A response to ABC article, 9th September. So this released this last night. They're saying it's rubbish, essentially. I did actually a very quick read of this, and they just mention a few flaws in ABC's article. For instance, they missed a few things. Steadfast provided the ABC with information on the 29th of August and 4th of September 2024, which was not included in the coverage date. They refute the allegations made and are disappointed that important information has been selectively presented. That is a problem with journalism. And one of the things journalists want to do is they want to increase the drama, because drama or conflict sells. In fact, in weather coverage in the United States, when there's a lot of weather, the ratings go up sky high. So there had been a problem many years ago that some meteorologists were hyping up the weather to get ratings, because ratings matters when it comes to TV. So there's a few things in here that Steadfast are refuting. It's probably the best word. For instance, in addition, Steadfast refutes the ABC allegation that our brokers are misleading customers. Here's some facts they want to include, blah, blah, blah. So you can go through this yourself. I don't want to bore you to death. Anyway, but the market sort of said, no, we think there's a little bit more into this story than you're letting on. And the share price has dropped a fair bit. Opened at 525. So the share price has not dropped through the day. So share price opened at 525, went to a high of 540, low at 518. Current share price is 529. So we haven't seen a lot of selling today. It's really on open. Now, the interesting thing for me is, and I have no idea what it's about, by the way. Yeah, but it's a negative news article from, and maybe a Four Corners report from ABC. But the most interesting thing is the chart. And the question we have to ask ourselves as investors, particularly if you like this company and you're not a shareholder and you're thinking, is this an opportunity to buy Steadfast at a much lower price than it was just a few days ago? So not long ago, the share price of this company was $6.60. Now it's $5.30. So we're talking about a 20% drop in share price in a fairly short period of time. So Steadfast is a little bit cheaper now. But is this a concern? And that's why the share price has sold off, because a lot of investors, large portion of the market, is very much risk averse. A little bit of an increase in risk in Steadfast, they're selling out. So sell first, ask questions later. But where the share price of Steadfast is right now is an interesting level. So technical level here. So back in late 2023, share price of Steadfast got down to these levels and then pulled higher fairly quickly. So is the market overreacting? Is this an opportunity? And these opportunities do occur on occasion. Probably the best example of this is Macmillan Shakespeare, 2013. I remember this. I remember the share price dropped, and I went, ooh, but then the fear got me. Sorry. So the fear got me back then with Macmillan Shakespeare. I saw the share price drop a lot. I went, oh. And I'll talk about why the share price dropped. I'm just trying to see, was it 2013 or 14? Oh, it's 2013, yeah. Okay. Now, before this massive drop, and there was nothing to do with the company itself, just trying to zoom in on Steadfast. Macmillan Shakespeare. It's interesting because on the 16th of July 2013, share price of Macmillan Shakespeare dropped 14.7%. And the share price was in a beautiful uptrend just before this. And then on the 25th of July, So we're talking about 9 days later. Share price dropped, dropped 42.7%. Share price opened at $7. A few days earlier, the share price was $18. So you can see a significant drop in share price. The whole reason the share price dropped was because of either rumors that the government was going to change novated leases regulation or something like that. I'm not sure if it was just rumors or if these were legitimate rumors, but nothing came of it. This was just rumors, market panicked, and this was an absolutely brilliant buying opportunity for McMillan Shakespeare. Share price bounced significantly. You could have bought on the day at maximum pessimism or maximum fear at $7 and sold not long later for $14. You could have made double your money in about a month. Ooh, storm. Anyway, and over time, if you have a look at the weekly chart, that $18 when what the share price got to just before this came out is actually the company's all-time high. Or close, very close, yeah. Now that's really interesting. So I've just put a dashed line there. So in fact, the share price hasn't got higher than that, but that $7, the share price hasn't got lower than that since then. In fact, the lowest it's been since then was about $9 back in 2014, $10 back in 2016, and right now, actually, whoops, I lied. Didn't go back far enough. Share price did get to $7 back in the COVID-19 financial panic. I've got to expand this a little bit further out, don't I? So I completely lied there. And the share price has got above $18 recently. There you go. I can make mistakes. I was not looking at the right time frame there. And the share price now is $16.15. So is this an opportunity to buy Steadfast? That's what you've got to ask yourself. I don't have the answer. I have no idea. This could be the start of some bad times for Steadfast. This is the weekly chart, by the way, and this is a beautiful weekly chart. It's a beautiful weekly chart for Steadfast. When they listed back in 2013, share price did nothing for about 3 years. Share price went sideways, and then the share price broke out on really big volume. This is a beautiful study case or case study. Share price broke out on 22nd of February 2016. So there would have been some financial reports on high volume. Share price that week rose 9.33%. That was the breakout. This is a beautiful case study for breakout on news flow, particularly financial results, because that was the beginning of an uptrend that has not come to an end. Even though the share price has sold off today, the uptrend is still in place. Okay, so let's have a look at the company that's come in number one. Now, for full disclosure purposes, I do own shares in this company. I actually am trading shares in this company. The main reason I bought shares is looked like the share price or the chart was turning around, share price was turning around, and also I thought the company was cheap, and I like that. I like both of those. Trend is turning, cheap, value. So Duratec up 12% today. I'm not disappointed with that at all. Significant contract awards secured. Now, I'm going to be completely honest with you. This is not the sort of announcement that would get me overly excited. I'm not the biggest fan of contract awards because we just don't know the margins. And this company exists on fairly low margins. So I'm not usually triggered by these sort of announcements. The market likes it, up 12%. And they're not huge contracts. Now, they did mention, so significant contracts. And I'm wondering if one of these contracts is significant because, as they mention here, it's the first direct contract with Woodside. So maybe that's one of the reasons why the market is excited. And DDR secures $54.7 million contract. And this was DDR's biggest contract. So Duratec's 49% owned associate business. This is the largest contract awarded to DDR to date, a defense contract award. So the market likes it. I like it because I'm a shareholder. And let's have a look at the chart for Duratec. We go back to the daily chart. And so I bought because it looked like the share price wants to move into an uptrend. The share price wasn't doing much. I wasn't that convinced at that point, but I thought this was a possible makings of a nice developing uptrend that could last a fair while. And this could be considered a breakout. The last time share price was this high was back in March. So we are a 6-month high and a nice one-day counterstick, by the way. It's a really nice one-day counterstick. I probably would prefer a little bit higher volume, but that's okay. So I am happy I bought shares at $1.25, I think. Yeah. So that's Duratec coming in at number 1, top stock of the day, or the stock of the day. I am going to finish it there. I didn't talk about one of your comments. So ARB, that's pretty good. And that's it. So if we have a look, there are a lot of comments coming up now. So yeah, 17 comments in yesterday's video, 13 comments in my technical update video. I would like to get through more of your comments, but we're getting to the point where there's just too many comments for me to answer directly in a video. So I might have to answer some of your comments just by writing replies, that sort of thing. Anyway, thanks for all your support, by the way. I did read some of your comments. Oh, actually, there is one comment I want to address. One comment I do want to address. And this is the comment. If I can find it. Again, oh, you know why it's not? Because I responded to it. That's why it's not showing up. Here it is. So this is from Thorley Photography. Not disclosing the companies you own doesn't make you unbiased. It makes your bias undisclosed. Thank you for the great videos. And there was a few that agree with that. So I actually think that does make sense. So I was not committed to not disclosing the companies I own. But yeah, I think it all makes sense. I probably should disclose. And if I do disclose, then hey, you know I do have bias. So from now on, I definitely will disclose the companies I own. So I was never committed to not doing that, and your thoughts have been made clear. So well said, Thornley, and well said to those who also replied, like Big Boy Baby and Ben Hutchison. Thank you very much. So that's all I'm going to have for this particular video. If you want me to answer anything, if you have questions, leave those in the comment section of this video. Otherwise, I'm not a financial advisor. If you do need financial advice, make sure you seek out someone who is qualified and can speak to your own financial needs. That's it for this video. Have a good day. US storm forecast pushes oil prices higher. Oh, that's right. There's a hurricane moving in the Gulf of Mexico or something like that. Anyway, that's it for this video. Have a good day. Bye.